Hello students, in this video I want to explain a little bit about conversion of units. So the first, when we are converting units, is to know the relation existing between those units that we want to convert. So for example, here I have just a few units. We have the 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. We have the 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. We have the 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. We have the 1 mile is equal to 1.61 kilometers. And we have the 1 hour is equal to 3,600 seconds. So knowing this relation between the units, now I want to show you some conversions. So suppose that we have here 300 centimeters, and we want to convert these 300 centimeters into meters, right? So if I want to convert this into meters, I have two different ways to write, the relation between meters and centimeters. I can say that 1 meter is to 100 centimeters, or I can say, that 100 centimeters are to 1 meter, right? So I can write the relation as always as two different fractions. In this case, what we want to do is to convert these 300 centimeters into meters. So what is going to be in this case the fraction that I'm going to use, as I want to cancel the centimeters out and I want to get meters as my output unit, I'm going to use this fraction. So I'm going to say here, that 300 centimeters times 1 meter over 100 centimeters. So I will be now canceling the centimeters out. So I have 300 divided by 100. And 300 divided by 100, of course, is going to be 3 meters. So when I have 300 centimeters in the conversion, I will get as output, in meters, 3 meters. Just 3 meters, right? So this was a very easy conversion. Let me show you another one that is going to be also very easy. So suppose that we have 27 yards and we want to convert these 27 yards into foot. So what I'm doing here, I know that I have two possible relations. Excuse me. So we want to convert the 27 yards into foot. So I know that there are two different ways to write the relation between the yards and foot. So I can say, that either 1 yard is to 3 feet, or I can say, that 3 feet is to 1 yard. So what is going to be in this case, the fraction that we're going to use to do the conversion? We have that the output unit should be foot, right? So I will pick the fraction that have the foot on the top, and in that way I will cancel the yards out. So I'm going to say here, that my 27 yards times my 3 feet divided by 1 yard, I will then cancel, yard out. So it would be equals to 3 times 7, 21. And 3 times 2, 6, and 2 is going to be 8. So this is equal to 81 feet. This is equal to 81 feet. So in this case, I know that this conversion of 27 yards into feet will be equal to 81. Let us complicate this a little bit. So I'm going to make a conversion now that is going to be miles per hour into kilometers per hours. So suppose that I have 60 miles per hour, and I want to convert these 60 miles per hour into uh, kilometers per hour. So what we have to do, say in a story, we're going to say I have to convert my miles into kilometers. So I know that in this case, 1 mile is equal to 1.61 kilometers, or 1.61 kilometers is to 1 mile. So what is going to be the fraction that we're going to use? Of course, we want to get kilometers as output, so we're going to get a fraction, containing the kilometers in the numerator. So like that, and we get 60 miles per hour. Basically, this MPH is the same as 60 miles over hour, then times 1.61 kilometers in each mile, right? So if I multiply now, of course, I will first simplify the miles here, and we get now 60 times 1.61. So let me multiply with my calculator. 60 times 1.61. Sorry, 60 times 1.61. This is equal to 96.6 kilometers per hour. I didn't have to convert the hours, because I have mile per hours and kilometers per hour. Now, what happens if instead of converting with the information that I have here on the board, if I want to convert miles per hour into meters per second. So miles per hour into meters per second. So suppose that now I have this case, I have just 50 miles per hour, and I want to get just meters per second here. So I have a problem because this is the information I have available. So I will convert the miles into kilometers and later the kilometers into meters. So I know that the prefix kilo means 10 to the third. So I know that 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters, right? So remember the prefixes that we have in the International Systems of Units. So I would make my conversion in this case in several steps, in more than one step. So the first I'm going to do is to say, okay, I will multiply my 50 miles per hour, let me say miles over hour, to make it easier, times what? I will convert my miles into kilometers. So I'm going to say times 1.61 kilometers for each mile. But I want to get meters, so now I'm going to convert the kilometers into meters. So I'm going to say times 1,000 meters that I have in each kilometer, right? But we still have a problem here. There is that we want to convert the hours into seconds. So I'm going to say times, 1 hour that I have containing, 3,600 seconds, right? In this way, now I will simplify the miles with the miles. I will simplify now these kilometers with these kilometers over here, and I will simplify now these hours with this hour over here. So which are the units? My output units are going to be meters per second. So let me make the multiplication. So I will multiply 50 times 1.61 times 1000 divided by 3600, and this is equal to 22.36 meters per second. So this is 22.36. Let me say 22.4. So 22.4 meters per second. So I did a conversion, in this way. Now, one big problem is when we are converting units of area. So I want to give you one example of how we convert, units of area. So suppose that you want to convert. We know that 1 inch is equivalent to in centimeters 2.54 centimeters. So I know, for example, that 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. So let us thinking a rectangle or a square, really, on a square, they have 1 inch in this side and 1 inch in this other side. So it's on a square, so the four sides are equal, and have 1 inch by 1 inch. If you find the area, you multiply 1 inch times 1 inch, this will be 1 square inch, right? Now, if I want to convert this 1 square inch into square centimeters, what I have to do is this. I say, okay, if I have a square of 1 inch by 1 inch, it is saying that to have a square of 2.54 centimeters by 2.54 centimeters, right? So that 1 inch square that I got, now I will get the equivalent, unit in square centimeters, or the equivalent value, in square centimeters. So I'm going to say that the area in this case of the square, because this is a square, the four sides are equal, is going to be 2.54 centimeters times 2.54 centimeters. So we multiply them, and we're going to get now the 2.54 times itself is equal to 6.45, approximately 6.45 square centimeters. So once I know now the relation existing between the square inches and the square centimeters, so I have the 1 square inch is approximately 6.45 square centimeters. 6.45, let me double check, yeah. 6.45 square centimeters. Is suppose that now I want to convert 3 square inches into centimeters square. What I have to do? I say, okay, 3 square inches times, 6.45 centimeters square that I have in every square inch. So I will cancel the square inches out. And my output unit now will be centimeters square. So I have 3 times 6.45. So it will be approximately 19.35 centimeters square. So if I have 3 inches square, that will be, approximately 19.35 centimeters square. So in this video, I was trying to explain some of the basic tips, right? the principles that we use when we are converting units. So in quiz number one, you have to solve problems involving conversion of units. Thank you for your attention.